Hey everybody, this is Alchemisted, and this is a brief update on the progress of Origin Station. We've hit Tier 2, right there. Not much has changed inside, but we do have the use of our bank, which is very nice. We are currently working on the transwarp conduit, which doesn't quite look very impressive. It's basically just like you're assembling like a transwarp conduit piece by piece. It's not really that great looking. They could have done some more with that art. In fact, I hope they change the art at some point, or they give you some appearance options for the starbase as well, because Tier 3 looks quite cool. In fact, Tier 3 looks a lot like the Guardian colony from Phantasy Star Universe. One of the few good things about that game. So, yeah, looking forward to that. We are currently, after we get this transwarp conduit up, we're going to be working on our shipyard. What is that, contract bartender? No. No! Shipyard. We're going to be working on our shipyard, and then it's all about that industrial fabricator. You can probably already tell I've already queued up a bunch of engineering assignments here to get that industrial fabricator up and running. Fabricator! There's my accent. Sorry. Fabricator. Jesus. So yeah, there's that. We've also got the embassy, which is still at Tier 0 because we've been focusing on the starbase a lot. Let's see how much. So we've gotten 2 recruitment assignments. I believe recruitment is where you get your kits, but let's see, Romulan Bridge Officer recruitment. Very rare Romulan Bridge Officer. You also get Romulan buffs, which is nice. Let's see, threat scaling consoles. Couldn't care about that. Threat scaling science consoles. No. Psionic comms, psionic agitators. I don't know what that has to do with... Well, psionic... Wait a minute. All of these, we've got all of these, like, under diplomacy, we've got all of these, like, mind-controlling things. That's kind of disturbing, actually. Ugh. So, yeah, we've, haven't been doing much. Let's see, discount commodity broker. So you don't have to go into Malrehand and don't have to have the game screw up your graphic settings because the memory spikes and the game can't deal with it. Personal tailor, basically like all the stuff you have to... The progress you make here should mirror the progress from your starbase, really, because having to unlock a bank twice, that sucks. A lot. So I really hope that whatever the next fleet holding is, and I'm holding out for like some kind of like mining base somewhere. Like, come on, get really loresy about this. You can do it. Like set up like this mining, like this installation on like this volcanic planet or something. You know, like this base. You know, have some fun with the lore. You know, writing lore for this new place. You know, writing jargon for whatever its designation is, like putting it on some like planet, some kind of refinery on some like a large, you know, uninhabitable planet. You have like this ground station on it. Come on, think of something cool for the next one. And the next one, please, Cryptic, please have your progress with the starbase mirrored by this installation. If you've unlocked your bank in your starbase, you should have the bank already. You shouldn't have to spend all the kinds of resources to unlock it again. Come up with some new, really cool stuff. Because the bank, the tailor, the exchange, you know, maybe not the exchange, maybe somebody can make that choice. Somebody else can decide that. But like the bank, the tailor, the basics of what a starbase has, of what every starbase has. Crap, Starbase 39 doesn't even have a tailor on it. It still has a ship selector. It still has a bank. You know, the very basics of a starbase should be present in any fleet holding. So just give us that stuff if we've unlocked it for our starbase already. Just like throw that stuff at us, you know? Because I know you can do that, because you can take transit to and from your starbase from your embassy. It's in the embassy progression. So You know, you can do that. You can have one thing influence another holding. So have what you've unlocked for a starbase affect what you've unlocked for your ground facility, or whatever it turns out to be, and let that thing have the bare essentials of a social zone, of a fleet zone, and then come up with something really cool to unlock for it, for the various tiers that come after. That would be a great way to go forward with this system. Because having to unlock the same stuff over and over and over again, that's lame, and that's going to cost you players. So let that stir around in your noodle for a while. You know, just consider that. Consider allowing like starbase unlocks to influence what you can do in these other places. Because that starbase is the center of a fleet. So everything you do in this starbase should influence the fleet. You know, it should influence that. It should filter down to the other fleet's locations, because that starbase is what you're focusing on. That starbase is where you get your ships. It's where you get your gear. That starbase is the center of your fleet. It's the centerpiece. So it should influence everything around it. Just a thought. But that's about it. Really quick update this time, and Amveculus would kill me if I did not say that if you wish to help out with Origin Station or the development of Westwood Hall, you know, feel free to inquire through the in-game mail. Don't send me a personal message. Don't do it through personal messages, because I tend to record from this game a lot, and I really don't like it when people start sending me constant personal messages while I'm recording. It makes it really hard to edit. So send it to me through the mail system. I always keep an eye on my mail, because I sell a lot of things on the exchange. That's how I've been making energy credits for reputation and fleet stuff. So send me an in-game mail, and inquire if you wish to join. And yeah, welcome to Special Tactics. I don't know if we'll change the name now. We've had Special Tactics a little too long to change it. It was a joke at first. It was a reference to Mass Effect 3, because we don't, Amveculus, myself, Milky Alien do not like Mass Effect 3. At least not the ending. I don't despise the ending as much as they do. I despise what was done to Mass Effect 3. I despise what was done to the game. That game was gutted. When they were talking about From Ashes and saying Javik wasn't important to the plot at all, that was a lie, because that game was gutted so severely. Javik was the plot of Mass Effect 3. The entire point of the plot was they were building this Prothean weapon, and Javik was the guy who knew how to make it work. So over the course of Mass Effect 3, you're trying to get Javik's memories back, and that's what Thessia was all about. Is they have a Prothean thing there, the Prothean beacon, and it's supposed to contain Javik's memories. So you would go there, and Thessia, by the way, was supposed to be another Vermeer. There was supposed to be a choice between which friend you were going to keep alive and who you were willing to let die. Like in Vermeer with Ashley and Caden. Although Ashley and Caden wasn't a particularly good choice, because Ashley's a racist and Caden is boring, so there's this, whoever wins we lose decision. I saved Ashley. I've regretted it a couple times. I've heard Caden is a badass in Mass Effect 3. But not really, I can't see him doing all that much, because Ashley doesn't do all that much in Mass Effect 3 either, because the game was gutted! So Ashley and Caden were a much more significant presence in the game before some EA or whoever made the decision to literally rip the game apart. Rip huge chunks of the game apart to sell back to you later. Omega was supposed to be in the game. Omega, if you look in the game disc, the dialogue for Omega is all in the game. God, Mass Effect 3 needed another year in development. Jeez. That game desperately needed another year in development. If you don't believe me, like, Google, like, hold the line Mass Effect 3 data mine, and you will see what I have read. You will read the story as it was intended, and the story that they intended for Mass Effect 3 before somebody made the decision to gouge the game and sell it back to you, basically. The game they were developing before that decision was made would have been amazing. And I suppose that's the reason I don't like... Because I can play Mass Effect 3, you know, even with the ending, having played Leviathan, and now getting what they're saying with the ending. I can play Mass Effect 3. You know, I can play Mass Effect 3. I think the combat in Mass Effect 3 is fine, although I really hate the lack of role-playing in Mass Effect 3. They really missed the point with Mass Effect 3 when it came to role-playing. Because Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite RPGs of all time, not because it's a perfect game. Oh, it's far from it. But because Mass Effect 2, among many role-playing games that think that RPG means stats and, like, stat twinking and stuff, Mass Effect 2 got it, because that game is entirely role-playing. It's all about role-playing. Your character, the decisions they make, all of them are valid. You can literally play that character any way you want. You know, that's the same reason I adore Deus Ex Human Revolution. It's all about the role play. You know, it's all about being in this world and interacting it with however you damn well please. It's fantastic, and it's one of my Deus Ex is one of my favorite RPGs of all time as well. You get where I'm going with this. You know, like, it may not be like technically be an RPG, but it's an RPG. It's a role-playing game. You know, it and Human Revolution, Mass Effect 2, some of my favorite RPGs, particularly of this era of console gaming. Human Revolution and Mass Effect 2, way above the rest, especially above Final Fantasy. Jesus. But the reason I can't play Mass Effect 3 very much, despite the fact that I don't despise the game, is I despise what was done to it. I know what could have been. I know what was supposed to have been. And then a disastrous decision was made somewhere to dissect the game they were supposed to make and rip huge chunks of it out, and it upset the progression of the game, it upset the story of the game, it completely changed the ending. You know, the removal of Javik is why we have the Star Child. That's why. That was supposed to be Javik. Javik was the catalyst. You see? The removal of so much stuff from the game. So, like, looking at this game, I look at it, and it's kind of painful to look at now, because I know what was done to that story, and what it should have been, and how much more incredible it could have been. But it wasn't, and not only it wasn't, but just all the dishonesty and the false advertising and the whole hullabaloo after the game came out. You know, I look at Mass Effect 3 and I like this game, but I can't bring myself to sit down and play it again. And that's a sad state to be in. That's for something that is probably one of my favorite RPG franchises, again, of this generation, to finally get the conclusion of it, and then be sitting here looking at it, feeling that way about it. That's not right. That's bad. Wow, I went on a tangent with that. Anyways, that's Fleet Ops for this time. Not too much, because I got a whole lot of footage to go through. Not all of it Star Trek Online either. A game recently came out that of another franchise that I like a great deal. Another science fiction franchise that I adore. I've read the books, I've played the games, I've played the games on YouTube, and I sat down one evening and I played the whole thing. I may go back and replay a couple, because towards the end you can really sort of tell I'm getting tired, so I may go back and like replay those levels after I've left it to simmer a while, you know, so I'm not going back, because if you have to go back, you know this if you do a lot of gameplay footage. If you go back and replay stuff when the footage doesn't come out like immediately, it doesn't come out very well, because you already know everything that's going to happen by heart, and you're kind of bored now because you've already gone through it once, and now you're having to do it again, and it feels like a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna let it simmer for a while. Let it simmer for a while, but at least like 4 to 6 hours of this game are gonna get rendered, and that's gonna take a while. Hence the short fleet ops. But Rise of the Red Shirt should also be up. In fact, it should have been up before this one. So go ahead and check out Shari and Swords. It's the last mission from the original Romulan arc. Thank God we've moved on to Cloaked Intentions. And that's about it, I believe. So, until next time, this has been Fleet Ops. If you wish to join Special Tactics, send me an in-game mail and help out. If you wish to help out with the development of Origin Station or Westwood Hall. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later. So, I almost forgot to do something that I wanted to do. Something that I felt I had to do. So we finally got, it's been a slow month, and we finally got the Tier 2 going. So I want to give a huge thank you to Lord Ice, who is basically like the hero of the fleet right now, because it's December, so it's incredibly slow. Everybody's off doing stuff, and he basically worked his ass off to get that Tier 2 project going. So a big thank you to Lord Ice. I wanted to say that in this video, because he worked his tail off, and he deserves some damn acknowledgement for that, because that could not have been easy. He was basically just doing like Foundry dailies constantly. So yeah, big thank you. And if you wish to help out with the development of Origin Station or Westwood Hall, send me an in-game mail. This has been Rise of the Redshirt Fleet Ops, and I will see you guys later. So later.